Would you do it now, knowing what you know now?
If he came back to life?
If he came back to life right now.
Oh,
yeah. He said, I'm putting the band back together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I'm not playing with them without him anymore. That's not a thing that's interesting to me. Change keys every time we do this. Every 3 dances.
So, question.
Yeah.
Just the elephant in the room. What was it like to play with James Brown? Just the elephant. I mean.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Do I stutter, motherfucker?
What was it like to play with James Brown?
Yeah, what was it like to play with James Brown?
Did I stutter, motherfucker? No, you're right.
It was like... It was so good, so nice, so I got you. A lot of fun.
Get funky. All right. I wanna ride.
And greatest experience of my life. But it was hard, and there was a lot of stupid bullshit that went along with it, and not nearly as glamorous as, not glamorous. It wasn't glamorous at all, But every now and then we'd be at a thing that was a big event, and so I got to meet a lot of people. And then I got to, travel the world several times. For every year for 12 years. Like, I was never home. I was never in America on the 4th of July for 12 years. And went to Europe about 25 times, 26 times, something like that. Went to Japan 6 times. Went twice since he died. And then...
You went to Japan as far as to play music?
Yeah, with the James Brown band. So those 2 times after he died wouldn't have happened had it not been for him, I mean, it was a James Brown related thing.
So his band is still getting bookings after his death?
That we got a few, and then I think I don't do anything with them anymore, but I think they are trying to go do some. They've done a few tours since I quit. I quit in 2019. I think 2019 was the last.
Keith, where you at? Where you at?
I'm in here. Trying to get this room organized. So, bought a guitar. Check it out. But anyway, got this Epiphone. And don't be posting a video of me all fat and shit. I wanted a Firebird, and Gibson is like stupid priced, so Epiphone started doing these I mean, they've been doing done Firebirds in the past, but they redid the. Let me get a pick. One time the bus went through Oklahoma City minutes after a tornado had torn through the whole city. They just rolled right through, just missed it all. One time...
James Brown had his own tour bus? Or was it a charter type bus?
No, he had a bus, but he didn't ride on it. It was for the band. And then...
but was it one of those buses where everybody has their own seat, or was it one of those, those tour buses where they have few bunks and everybody, was it?
We had no bunks. We had seats, and we had a little galley, and then we had a lounge in the back.
Okay.
And if you had 2 seats, so the way it worked was the band, people lived all over the country, but you had most people in Augusta and Atlanta. So those people were always on the bus. And then the other people flew to the first gig and flew home from the last gig, but rode the bus in between if we were touring like in the States. In Europe, it was a chartered bus with seats, And but if you had 2 seats, that was a house. That was your house. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then in Europe, there's 5 seats across the back, uncomfortable. But I had the very back of the bus. The 5 seats, so I had a duplex, I used to say. But then sometimes somebody would have to be back there with me. But
you said James Brown never rode on the bus with you guys.
In my time, he rode it twice for a couple of hours, short trips. But he flew private most of the time and domestically. And then he, pretty early on, around 97, he started letting me fly with him to gigs. Sometimes I could ask if I could go, because they'd have an extra seat, and so that was cool, to avoid the bus, fly with him, of course.
Would there be a lot of people with him, an entourage, or just 10 people?
Not even 10. It'd be him, whatever female.
His wife? He had a wife, right?
When I got in the band, Adrienne was still alive. She died in January of 96. I never flew on the plane with Adrienne. But my flying started in late 96, 97. And be Tommy Ray or Candace. And maybe Miss High. Roosevelt Johnson. Charles Bobbitt later on. Judge Bradley.
Judge Bradley?
Yeah, Al Bradley. He's deceased. Bobbitt's deceased. But that would be the royal party, we call it. It would be Brown, Bobbitt, Johnson, maybe Judge.
How did you get the ride the first time? You asked out the blue, or you were offered?
I can't remember. I think I used to hit up RJ Roosevelt because he was letting this singer Amy Christian, he was letting her fly all the time. She lived in Augusta. And then he might have asked me. I know I wanted to. I was putting out the vibes real heavy. I want to, I hated riding the bus. In the early days. Later on, I didn't mind it so much. But, because I got used to, you get used to things, And, I'll tell you 2 things that happened later in my life that would have made a big difference at the time. James Brown died at the end of 2006. What comes out in 2007? Big technological.
The iPhone?
The iPhone would have made traveling a whole lot better.
Well, I remember one time I was working at Bell South, and there was definitely 2006. Might have been 2007. But you sent me an email. I was at work at my desk.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to send me an email or a text. I think it was an email. You said, check out this site. You can upload any video to it. And it was YouTube. And that's how I first heard about YouTube.
YouTube came out in 2005.
But you told me, then you must have told me in 2006. I was at my desk at Bell South.
Oh, okay.
You had told me about it.
I read about YouTube in Rolling Stone magazine. And the first thing I thought was, they might have some old Van Halen videos, and they might have some James Brown shit, and so that's what I immediately went to looking for. But I was like, this is the greatest thing. That was all. YouTube is what.
Well, it's funny because the video you sent me was like some cat video or something.
Yeah, it was probably a human slingshot or some, something stupid. But when I was young, my idea of like getting rich, all I wanted to get rich and famous for was so I could get all this video of music performances, like that were lost to time or whatever. I'd never envisioned anything like YouTube. I was on tour with James Brown, and I was meeting these collectors and getting VHS. I can show you, I got bins of VHS tapes and DVDs of James Brown footage. That's all I wanted, was to get rich and famous enough to have access to shit that people with money have access to in the video form of music video stuff. I'm just a nerd about that kind of thing. I don't enjoy concerts. Can't go to I don't like concerts at all. But all of my videos are concert videos. I don't know it's a weird thing.
What do you not like about a concert experience?
What is there to like about it? I don't like anything about
it. The energy of being there, seeing your best.
Well, now there's nobody that I give a fuck about anymore to see. They're gone. All those, they're gone. The great acts, there aren't any. That's a pro tip. If you're trying to record original music, anything up tempo that you want people to dance to, and you have a TV with YouTube and the same, I shouldn't be giving away this. This is a real pro secret. Okay, it is a fact that no matter what, as long as it's not a ballad, if you're doing anything up tempo danceable, it is a fact that if you pull up a video of a Soul Train line, it does not matter what tempo your song is, the shit will sync up.
Wait, say this again?
If you are just trying to do your original music, but you're trying to come up with something funky, put on this, and the shit will sync up no matter what your shit is. Watch. Change keys every time we do this. Every 3 dances.
If you had to do it all over again, would you do it again?
If I at 20 back then, yeah, hell yeah, yes, in a second. And if I had the benefit of knowing what I know now, that's a double-edged thing.
Would you do it now, knowing what you know now?
If he came back to life?
If he came back to life right now.
Oh,
He said, I'm
yeah.
putting the band back together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I'm not playing with them without him anymore. That's not a thing that's interesting to me. But,
Why not? Because there's no leader?
it could have been, watch out for that chord. It could have been good. You know, there was a lot of, baby.
Yes.
What's up with her? What y'all doing?
She's not going with me. She's staying out in the truck, though. I'll get back.
So she's trying to record, staying outside in the truck?
She's going to stay out in her truck and freshen up and calm down while I'm gone. And I told her I'd be back, so.
Oh, please come back.
I am.
All right.
Sounds like a desperate situation.
Yeah, hold up one second. Baby. Before you go, where you at?
Right here.